Wait for it to get some people here in chat. So today's topic is exercises for the zombie apocalypse. Now, I probably should have changed my title. I didn't. Damn it. So I'm going to, I guess, be right back. I got the right thing, but I don't have the right title. When you almost thought you had everything right. Let me see. Can I pause this? I'm running live, but I don't have the title I want. I'll be right back. Alrighty. I'm back. I didn't have the title quite the way I wanted it, and then found out it's quite impossible to change the title the way I wanted to. So, let's get into chat, make some noise here. We're going to talk about exercises for the zombie apocalypse. What do we mean by that? Well, if we ever had like the Night of the Living Dead or Zombieland or any of the other movies, what workout would be beneficial to prepare for that? So if it's like Zombieland, then cardio would be important, because cardio will get you the endurance to run from, because they're slow moving. If it's like World War Z, they were really fast. So the only thing cardio is going to help you with is be able to fight them off longer, and then you're going to have to use some sort of weapons. All right, if you ever read the books, like 28 hours after, 28 days after, things like that, they talk about different types of solutions to the problem. And, you know, as impressive as you thought maybe a tank would be against zombies, it really wasn't, because they had the wrong type of ammo. But having a different type of ammo would have made a whole lot of difference. Setting up a defensive perimeter would really be important. So if you could be up on the roof and there's no way to climb up there, that would give you an advantage. Being able to move faster than them for a long distance and try to get away from where they're at would also be helpful. Remember, they'll eat the slow ones first. So I think we could agree that cardio would be extremely important in your workout to prepare for the attack of the zombies. Do I think the zombies are going to attack? No. But let's have some fun with it. So if you could pop in chat, kind of put your ideas in there too. What would be good exercises for that? The NRA state of origin. If you don't give it a watch, you won't. Okay, so some double negatives there. Have you watched NRL state of origin? If you don't, you won't be disappointed. So does it mean if I watch it, I'll be disappointed? Got some double negatives in there, so it's made it a little hard to understand. So is the state of the origin worth watching, or is it not? So we'll try to find out the answers back on that one. So we're talking about exercise. So cardio, obviously one of them. Walk, run, climb. You know, be able to do a sustained exercise for a long period of time. So if you're going to be like in the Walking Dead and have the katana, well, you're still going to need endurance, because if you get into a lot of zombies, you're going to be swinging that sword a long time. And if you've never sparred with a sword before, it's an endurance exercise. So you would need endurance for it. You'd also need strength behind it. So I think your exercises would be a lot of, good morning, Ray, how are we doing? Your exercise would be a lot of running, hiking, walking, and then your standard bench, deadlift, squat, arms, back, core, your standard lifts. You know, because if you're stronger, you can hit it stronger, you can take them out in one shot more often. So what I would say, cardio would probably be a little bit more important than just the strength, but you do want both. Remember, they eat the slow ones first. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. So, state of origin. And all right, I'll have to check that out. Thank you. So I'm out here underneath the oak tree, just enjoying the day. I do have to work this afternoon, but it's not going to be much going on. I think about 3/4 of the plant have taken Friday off. So it'll just be me and one other worker in our area, probably just doing some basic maintenance stuff. So it should be a good day for me to catch up on some research and study some manuals and that, and so I can make my job better. There we go. So remember, hit the thumbs up if you pop in the chat and say hello. All those YouTube-y stuff. So if you hit the thumbs up, you may fool YouTube into I'm more popular than I really am. So let's try to fool YouTube. I went with the zombie theme because John on Prepper Nation threw the word zombie in there, and he was talking, you throw the word zombie in there, you get more views. Well, let's find out. Now, I couldn't change the main title of it, which I found out after messing with the computer for a few minutes. But let's have some fun with this. Let's think of different exercises. So your basic cardio is definitely in there. I think using cables coming across this way, or if you're using that katana or machete, you can get a strong slice this way. Probably using an overhead cable coming down this way, so you're chopping down, and coming this way, so you're chopping this way. And a lot of those exercises will be very beneficial for your shoulders. because they are a lot like the small shoulder exercises that I do with cables and weights. So besides being more prepared for the attack of the zombies, you'll also have healthier shoulders. Obviously, leg exercises and walking and running. In case you get out of Dodge, you want to be faster than those pursuing you. So the old joke is there's two hunters out in the woods, and the one's talking about, well, what happens if a bear comes? He goes, well, I've got my best running shoes on. And the other hunter goes, well, yeah, it's silly, you can't outrun a bear. They're too fast. He goes, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you. I told my brother if zombies attacks us, I'm so tripping them. Well, nothing about family love there. I do believe that kind of how The Walking Dead started. I think he popped his one buddy in the leg, slowed him down to keep the zombies at occupied while he made his escape. So yeah, that's kind of sad. He'd so trip him. Well, if you told him now, he's gonna be looking for it. So I'm thinking the both of you are gonna be struggling with each other, and then the zombies are gonna get you both. So I think team effort would be better. Just my opinion. But I did say let's have some fun with it. What's life feel like in your age? Good question. All right. Far better than I thought it would be. When you're younger and you look at the older generation, because you're just full of energy and spitting vinegar, you're like, oh man, I don't ever want to be like that. But except for the accident I had, life is pretty good for me. All right. I am recovering from getting $430, 430 pounds popped on my chest, which was no fun. I highly do not recommend doing that. And so that's kind of knocked me down a little bit for a while. And I do have a foot that's kind of giving me issues, which I want to go see the doctor about. So you have some things that start changing. Obviously, you have to make some adjustments. I can't move as fast as I used to be able to, but my physical strength is still up there. My endurance is decent for my age. I can go out and get things accomplished. I enjoy being outdoors. I enjoy going out and doing things. Now, when I do go out and participate in having beers, I'm a little smarter about it, so I make sure that I start hydrating before I go to bed. So I like to get at least 2 bottles of water in me before I go to bed, maybe a couple of aspirin. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm not hungover. All right, when you're younger, you didn't bother doing that, which you should. But things like that, I enjoy training. I enjoy going for my walks so my foot feels good enough for it. I enjoy lifting. I enjoy working in the garden. I enjoy all these things. All these things I find great pleasure in. So life is good. Am I, as spry and energetic when I was in my 20s? Absolutely not. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next 40, 50 years. I plan to be around for a long time if I don't keep injuring myself. But you do have to make some adjustments, but you also have to remember to have fun and not to set limits upon yourself just because of a number. So I have a lot of people going, oh man, you shouldn't be doing this because of your age and that. Well, what's good for you is good for you, and what's good for me is good for me. And that's the way I look at it. We regret past things in your age? Of course we do. But regret gets you nowhere, all right? You can't change the past. So dwelling on the past, I should have took that left at Albuquerque instead of taking that right. Doesn't do any benefits. I should have took more advantage of this situation than I did. Doesn't do anything for you now. What you have to look at is what blessings you have now. So I look at the blessings I have now, and that path got me there. So no, regrets, I don't dwell on regrets because I'm still growing. I make goals and I plan for the future. Looking back, you can learn from your past, but don't make the past your present. Okay, sounds pretty good. I'll have to remember that one. Don't make the past your present. All right, always keep growing. You know, my adventure is still just starting. It's not ending. And I think that's what happens when some people get to my age or older. They think, okay, now the adventure is done, and it shouldn't be. The adventure should still be going. If you're not doing adventuring, you're probably not going to have much fun. Does it really matter? I'm in my early 20s, and I really feel like whatever I do in the end, there's always something I would regret and something I'd be grateful for. Yeah. Live life. Set goals. And you set a series of goals. You set a short-term goal, something easy, And in 3 months, I want to do X. And then you look at longer-term goals. In 2 years, I want to be graduated from college, or I want to get my apprenticeship in electricians, or I want to have a boat or whatever. And then you work towards those goals and understand sometimes you got to change your goals. Sometimes life is going to throw you a curveball and you have to make adjustments. Adjustments are fine. All right. There you go. It's a good way to put it. It's just a tool in my life toolbox. All right. I try to tell my oldest that. She's like, well, you have a lot of opinions on a lot of things. I said, I've experienced a lot of life. I've got decades of experience over you. Some things I did right, some things I did wrong, but I learned from them. I listened to my dad when he was this age, and I learned a lot of things about life, and a lot of things about the past by just letting him tell me about what he had done when he was a kid, what he had done when he was a young man, what he had done when he was in the war. And that's just information I try to pass on to my kids. And, they may not be listening to it now, but eventually they start to listen. So, yeah. Regrets don't do anything for your future. So put the past behind you and plan for your future. The biggest lesson I learned? Quite a few of them, but probably the biggest lesson I learned is pay attention to your gut feeling. If you have a feeling somebody is not good, regardless of how well they talk or how charismatic they may be, you gotta follow that gut feeling. Your body's telling you that for a reason. So I've had people that they weren't after my best benefits, and once I learned that and learned to be a little bit more or less forthcoming on some things, life got a little bit better. Also, one of the better lessons I got is don't take things personally. I used to worry about what people thought of me. And one day I realized I was worrying more about what they thought of me than they were thinking about me, if they were thinking about me at all. And once I did that, life got happier. I realized not everybody's going to like me, and nor does everybody have to like me. It's not required for people to like you. All right. Now, they may respect me, but they don't have to like me. And if they don't like me, that's fine. Life goes on. I spend my energy to people who I get along with, not to people who I don't get along with. And just because they don't get along with me doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. It just means we don't get along. That's all there's to it. So, thank you. So exercises for the zombie apocalypse is cardio. Walk, run, skip faster than your threat. Then I would say your full body exercises was the next thing. Yeah, maybe get a skill. Learn how to use a sword. I did fencing when I was in college. It was fun. It takes time. I mean, it's you got to understand you're in charge of yourself. You really are. If you let something bother you, it's going to happen. And it's not as easy as just flipping a switch. It happened over a period of years where I realized that I was being oversensitive, and somebody called me out on it. because he had called me slim, and I was ready to fight him, because I was very skinny at the time. And he goes, no, that's kind of where I come from, that's a title of respect. And I realized, wow, I was really putting too much effort in what they were saying. So I stopped doing that, and I started being happier. So it's not a switch. Just realize that their opinion really isn't that important. Okay, that's one person out of almost 7.5 billion people on the planet. So why would you let one person, or even two people, or three people out of 7 billion dictate how your day was going to be? It's not even a rounding error. So when people say, well, I don't like you, it's okay, get in line. That line's long and deep. So what? Not going to ruin my day. Did you, why'd you even bring it up? Did you bring it up because you thought it was going to ruin my day? Hate to disappoint you. My day is already set. I know what I'm doing today. I've already been out to the garden. Wife and I have already had coffee on the deck, kicked back and relaxed. Watched Prepper Nation, got involved in that chat. I got this one going. I'll go for a walk, come home, relax for a little bit, drink a bottle of water, take some magnesium, it helps you sleep, and then rinse and repeat. And I'll do the same thing. I appreciate that. So yeah, don't worry about what other people think about you. They're not that important. The only importance can be placed on them are the ones that you place on it. And if they're not getting along with you, why would you put forth the energy? Where you can put your energy somewhere else, more beneficial to you. Be a little selfish. I always say, be a little selfish. Take care of yourself first. When you take care of yourself, you will be better able to take care of others. You can't truly love someone until you love yourself. And we all grow and we all develop at our own rates. There's a story behind that ugly duckling that means something. I knew friends that were fully mature at 14 years old. I wasn't fully mature until I was around 22. But I was much bigger than they were. I was stronger than they were. And I probably had more fortitude because they matured and got strong very quickly, so they didn't have to go through a lot of challenges that I had to go through. Not that I was better, I'm just saying I had to go through more challenges. So I think it made me a little rougher and a little tougher to take what life would throw at me. I've seen people that are very charismatic and life has been easy for them. And then when they get older and all of a sudden life is hard, they don't know how to deal with it because life had never been hard for them. And I've seen a lot of them fold because of that. So you gotta remember, you gotta take care of yourself first. And when things go south, they don't continue to south. They'll come back up again. Sometimes it just takes a while. Like I said, I'm healing from that accident. Am I kind of upset with myself? Yep, because I blame myself for it. But it's in the past. So all I got to do is just got to start training for the future. Knowing that in about another 3 or 4 weeks, I'll probably be going back at it full blast. So slow and steady wins the race. Don't try to look for immediate, gratification. Or that's the problem with the phones. That's the problem with those games. The games give you immediate gratification, and you kind of get addicted to that. That's not life. So what you need to do is you need to sit there and sit down and make plans, make goals, and figure out how am I going to reach that goal. My goal is to get back right now to bench 2.25 for reps. Right? How am I going to do it? Well, I've been going to the gym every other day and doing dumbbell lifts. I've been increasing it 5 pounds every day. So, how was my 20s? 20s, I was probably basically like just everybody else. I had a lot of energy. My friends and I did a lot of venturing. We went fishing. We went hunting. We just got in the car and did road trips. We partied. We were chasing the women, doing pretty much what everybody does in the 20s. Could we have saved a little bit more money? Oh yeah. But we didn't, so no use worrying about it. But I definitely had a lot of life experiences, and I made some good friends when I was in my 20s. In my 30s, I got married, and then basically I was pretty busy raising a family, but I still made some friends. Now the family has mostly moved on, so now I'm just trying to get ready for when I retire. It's probably going to be at least 4 years, might be 7, I'm not sure. We just got to kind of look at what's the best way to do it and the best place to do it. I'd like to retire here, but I don't think it's going to be financially feasible to retire in Illinois. So I may have to go into a state that has a lot less taxes. I know if I go to Missouri, I'll pay a third of what I'm paying right now, which is significant. So when you look at your incomes, if you go to another state and if your income is slightly less, if your taxes are, 3 times bigger difference in that then you're actually making more money. That's when you look at cost of living. So thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. It's the day after 4th of July. I imagine a lot of people probably taking the day off. I know about 3/4 of the plant I work at has taken the day off. So I'll have front row parking, I'm pretty sure. And it's going to be just hot. It's really going to be nothing there drastic, so that'll be fun. So remember, for your workout for the zombies is running, walking, hiking, climbing, stairs, and then I would do a lot of core exercises, and then might want to pick up a skill. So you don't want to wrestle a zombie, but knowing how the sword fight would help if you're going to be the one with the katana, which that was probably one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead. Because it's quiet, you don't have to reload, and you don't run out of ammo. So that's more like the stealthy ninja type, And we're just having a little fun of this. You can put your own ideas in there and stuff like that. Is there going to be Attack of the Zombies? No, there's not. But it makes for fun fiction, and it makes for a good conversation too. And we can have, like I said, we can have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, it's fair. Today was a good day to have fun. So, today I'll pop in the gym and I'll do dumbbells, 25-pounders this time. I started with 15. The last time I did 20, so I'll do 25 this time. Still going to be a very light workout. And I won't really do the heavy workouts until I no longer feel any pressure here. I still feel pressure here, so it tells me I got to keep it kind of easy on it yet. The new shed. Oh, cool. Still got the doors put on. Yeah, I'd be interested in that because if I like the way it looks, maybe I'll get me one. Because I got one shed that probably needs to get tore down. It's just it'd probably be cheaper to rebuild than it would be to repair at this point. And I'm thinking about doing that, just tearing it down and torching it, and then, dump some gravel there and maybe do 2 of those sheds like you have. If it is what I think it is, that might be the way to go. Of course, it's a lot drier out there where you're at than it is here. But it's a lot cooler here than it is there. So running, walking, climbing, stairs, climbing ropes. Can zombies climb ropes? I don't know. A lot of bicep and tricep exercises. A lot of shoulder exercises. And pick up a skill. I took fencing in college. I had a lot of fun with it. I wouldn't mind doing that again. Martial arts are great, not for zombies, but they're great to be into. Great way to get stretched out. Great way to sit there and help relieve stress, and it's a good skill to have. Wrestling, martial arts, any fighting skills are good to have with you. Just remember, your first thing to avoid a fight is to avoid a fight. All right, how do you avoid a fight? You don't tell them, "Oh, I'm a black belt." All right, you walk out the door. If you see it happening, if you see it start to develop, that's the best time to walk out. So there's a lot of times where I just see some rowdy people show up, and I tell the wife, "Let's go before because they're looking around somebody to sit there and mess with, and I'm one of the bigger guys, so they're going to be dumb enough to do it, and I'm going to have to hurt them. I said, so why don't we just sit there and find somewhere else to be? And then rarely does the problems happen after 10 o'clock at night. Well, I've been married for 32 years, so yes, I do have the woman I love. All right, but it took a lot of times. All right, she wasn't the first person I dated. I wasn't the first person she dated, but we were the last people that dated. So you just gotta keep going forward. I understand the dating process is looking for compatibility. All right, it's okay if dates go bad. This tells you weren't compatible. There's nothing wrong with that. If they don't feel the same way, then yeah. And eventually you'll find the one that you will like that towards each other. And it's a lot of work, and it's constant work. It's not like, oh, we're in love and there's never any conflict after that. That's not the case. Relationships are a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. And sometimes you have to establish boundaries. Sometimes you have to sit there and tell them what you did I don't like, and I'm not going to accept it. You can't be afraid to sit there and give them bad news. It's easier said than done. I know this. But yeah, been married for 32 years and raised 3 kids. So, I've already checked that box. So, but I didn't get married until I was 30. So if you're in your 20s, don't worry about it. You got plenty of time. Some people find each other right away, and sometimes it takes longer for other people. It's a silly thing. Probably one of the most written about things is love and relationships. Oh, they're butterfly. Another reason I like to be out in the outdoors. There's a lot of nice wildlife in the area. Comes cruising by. And definitely the sun makes you feel happy. Produces vitamin D. Produces a lot of endorphins that make you feel better. If you're ever depressed or anxious, go for a walk in the sun. It's usually why on sunny days you feel better. Just go out there and have fun. Get out in the sun and have fun. Get yourself physically exercise. Get at least 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week, and you'll feel better. You'll be in better shape, and your mental health will be better. It just pays a lot of dividends that just keep you going, keep you happy. Sitting in the house all day is not good for you. Get out of the house. Go outside. Go for a walk. Go visit the parks. Go listen to some bands. Just walk down the downtown square. We are mostly a social animal. So you need to interact. And you'll find that life, if you're not busy in life, then life is going to get boring. You got to be busy in life. So, hope everybody enjoyed the new title. Tried to make it a little bit more catchy. We'll see how the views go. Every now and then you try some new things to draw a new audience. I appreciate you hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It makes YouTube think I'm more popular than I am, which there's nothing wrong with that. And like, subscribe, share, all that other good YouTube stuff. If you want to buy me a protein shake, there's a link there that Ray provided. Generally, it's a $5 donation. Every little bit helps. But I'm here to encourage you to get in shape. Physical shape will help your mental shape, and your mental well-being will help your life well-being. It's a lovely circle to be into. So it starts with rest, nutrition, exercise. So the exercise will not do you good if you're not getting enough rest. At least 6 hours sleep. Not too much, but 6 to 8 hours is all the rest you need. And you got to have the right nutrition. So heavy in proteins and aminos. And try to cut the sugar whenever you can. And then exercise. At least 30 minutes a day. 60 would be better, but start out slow and steady. Don't overdo it your first week in the gym, otherwise you'll get really painful, and then you don't go back in. Now, I appreciate that, and thanks for stopping in. You can become a member of Scottish Fitness, and then you can email me for direct nutrition and workout ideas. So with that, I'm going to get back in the garden, do some work, and have some fun. So everybody, enjoy your weekend.